Hey, what's going on, guys? The Collector393 here, back with another YouTube video today. What's going on, YouTube? I'm recording this video in the morning. It is about 11 a.m. As you can see by the title of this video, UMG troubles, or I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, but we're going to be talking about the troubles that they had at UMG, South Carolina. A lot of people have been speculating and asking what's been going on. I'm going to let you guys know about what was exactly going on to opposed of what you've heard. Some stuff that people have been saying is not true, and the stuff that I am telling you is stuff that is actually all the truth, because I have a team that's there, a team that was there and was playing, and was in the shit is all I can say. And sorry for cursing, but that's pretty much what it was. The UMG tournament, if you guys didn't know, is in South Carolina. We have I'm going to be jumping on a game. I'm sorry. I'm going to play a TDM. But we have a UMG team. If you guys know, I have a younger UMG team that's practicing and trying to get itself together to play in LAN tournaments. They are not quite ready yet. So this opportunity to take our CWL team to a UMG tournament and compete was something that I was kind of skeptical of, because I was like, you know what, I don't really want to cross paths with, I don't want a team that's a UMG and an MLG team. I want two separate teams. I'm not a person that wants to sit and sit and have the same team. I mean, I like the guys on my team. I'm not gonna lie, cool guys. Cool dudes, fun to hang out with, stuff like that. But, I like having UMG is semi-professional, MLG is professional or pro or whatever you want to call it. And, I didn't want to cross paths with, they're playing UMG and MLG. They have a sense that they have to step up or something like that. Nothing like that. I didn't want them to feel bad, about being it. But, they were totally up for it. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have fun, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So, I was like, you know what? I can't go, though. And, I can't go to the South Carolina. The only reason was... Nice. The only reason was because I had some meetings that I had to go to. I had some important, I wouldn't say business meetings, but some kind of business to an extent that, it was sponsorship stuff. I can't really say anything else other than that, because, it's just covered. But, so it's just sponsorship stuff. I had to go, and I couldn't go, and they're like, you know what, don't worry about it, we'll go, we'll hang out, we'll have fun. And I'm like, all right, go, guys, go have fun, stuff like that. I get a text from one of my team members, or one of the team members of H2K. I think it was Thursday night. Everybody got in. Not everybody for the UMG, but most of the teams were going to be in Thursday night. Optic was in there. FaZe was there by Thursday. We were there by Thursday. Everybody was there, by Thursday. And then they had this big problem. I got a text Friday morning about the controller problem. And if you guys don't know, there was a big problem with... I'm going to switch guns. Let me use a VMP. There was a big controller issue problem, and I'm going to talk about it because everybody's been asking, what's been going on with that? Can you touch on the subject? We're kind of, some people were telling us different things. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly what happened from the words of people that were there, people that were dealing with the problems. So, as you know, H2K in the UMG, if you guys did not know, took out Optic. A big accomplishment for us, yes. But also the controllers were lagging. So the problem with PS4 controllers is that when you get on a PS4 controller, it's all Bluetooth. So you sync your controller up to your system, PS4. You sync your controller to your PS4 and you play. Well, there were so many PS4s and so many controllers, playing at the time of the UMG tournament. There's a main stage where there's two different. There's the main stage where you play your qualifying match or your matches that are they're important ones, like the finals and semifinals and stuff like that. And then there's stations where you can practice. There's two different stations where you can practice. And then there's just tables set up of just rows of PS4s and TVs for people to play on. And once teams started getting knocked out, then people start going to the main stage when it's like, 4 teams left, 3 teams, whatever. But everybody got in Thursday. I got a text Friday morning, hey, Devin, collector, whatever, there's a problem with the UMG. And I said, okay, well, what is it? And he said, there's a controller problem. And I said, well, what does that mean? And they said, well, what's going on is that, we're letting everybody into the venue to play. And, everybody, there's something going on with the Bluetooth. Like, people could not, like, their controllers would lag. They would put their controllers down and walk away, and their guy would still be moving or shooting or, just something crazy. And so, I said, okay, well, let me send an email. So I sent an email to the people that were doing the UMG and hosting the UMG and stuff like that. And they said that, yeah, there was some technical difficulties that they had with the controllers. And I said, you know what, it's Bluetooth. I'm more of an Xbox One person when it comes to Xbox One and PS4. The only reason is Xbox One, you can literally cord it. You can take a cord, connect it to your controller, connect it to your Xbox, and it just grounds it. You do not have to link it with anything. You don't have to do anything. You just plug it in. You're ready to go. You're ready to play. They don't have that for PS4. And I think that's a big downfall. I mean, they have a cord where you can charge your controller, but you can't plug it in and play at the same time. It's not that kind of cord. So, them having problems with the Bluetooth and stuff like that was with everybody just, everybody had their phone on. So, I mean, obviously, because it's a UMG tournament and, everybody's going to have their phone on and stuff like that. And if you have your Bluetooth on while you were playing, it would make your controller lag. Well, everybody that was pro gamers turned all their phones off or on airplane mode because they knew this was going to happen. Well, people sitting behind them that were watching them, like the crowds and stuff, they were starting to tell the crowds, well, you guys can't use your phones if it keeps lagging. We're going to have to move you out of the venue because we need to get the UMG going. And everybody was pissed off or mad because they were like, you know what, we paid all this money to play in this UMG, or, we paid all this money to watch this UMG, and you're going to kick us out of the venue because they can't play, and it's something that could have been avoided if it was on the Xbox One, because everybody could literally just plug their controller in. Plug it in, play, unplug it, go to the next station. Who cares? Did not matter. Okay, but people literally would sync up their controllers and it'd be playing on other people's screens and then lagging really hard. And, there was just so much confusion and interruption, and it was just terrible, I heard. I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I really wouldn't want to have to. I dealt with a headache literally just for, I would say, 10 minutes because, my team was like, oh, there's something wrong with the controllers, and I sent an email, and then I got an email back, and then by the time they fixed it, it was like 2 days later, and, we ended up playing Optic on Sunday, and Optic, they didn't get to play that much. They got there on Thursday like we did. There's only 2 warm-up stations, which people are practicing on, to get ready for their matches. And, I know there's another guy in here. There's a guy that loves corner camping right there. But anyway, they were getting ready for their matches and stuff. So, there wasn't a lot of free time for people to jump on the practice stations, or at least Optic to, because they pushed everybody's schedule back. What happened was, the controller started lagging. They were trying to fix it, figure out what they could do so it wouldn't lag. And, so it pushed everybody's schedule back. Instead of playing on Friday when we were supposed to, Friday morning, we didn't play our first match till Saturday night, and Optic didn't play their first game till Sunday. So we all got there on Thursday thinking we were going to play in the UMG the next day, and we were just literally sitting there for 3 days straight, cold turkey. We had nothing. We weren't playing. We weren't doing anything. We were just sitting there. And, and we were like, this is kind of bogus, when it comes down to it, because, we're sitting here and we're not that we're getting worse, but we're not practicing, and we're used to practicing. Like, literally, my MLG team practices for the CWL. We practice literally 2-3 hours a day. Okay, and that is a lot. That's a lot of practice. 2 to 3 hours a day with just straight call outs. I mean, that's a lot of practice. So, we're used to practicing and hanging out and, chilling. And, we couldn't do that this game. Or we couldn't do that this UMG because, all the controllers are messed up. Everybody's schedule was pushed back. So, we ended up playing Optic in the UMG South Carolina, beating them 3-1. They shouldn't have won. Or they should have won. When I was watching it, I was like, you know what? I can tell there's controller lag. Like, you could be watching it. Like, literally, I was watching it on my laptop when I was and I wasn't there. I was just watching on my laptop, and I could see the controller lag from my laptop. I'm like, wow, they're lagging hard. And they're like, yeah, it's been like this all freaking day. And the past 4 days, it was like that, is what people were saying. And I saw Scumpy go out with the tweet after they lost to H2K. After they lost, they said Scump was like, yeah, my controller's lagging, and Crim6 was like, yeah, my controller was terrible. And I mean, it's something that you don't want to see happen in professional Call of Duty or even semi-professional Call of Duty because everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to be the best. Have the best. All that kind of stuff. And when a controller's lagging, it really affects your gameplay and the way that your team deals with it and stuff like that. And it was something that we weren't used to. As a team, this is a new team for me. Me playing with a different team in AW. It's a Black Ops 3, so I wasn't really prepared. As you would say, to deal with stuff like this. But as soon as they texted me, I sent an email, figured out what was going on. They played through it. I would say that Optic had a way bigger. Wow, where was that at? Oh, it was on the wall. But Optic had a way bigger controller lag than we did. I think it might have been because Seth had his phone on, and he was synced to Bluetooth. And I was like, dude, just turn your Bluetooth off. And he's like, I can't, bro. And I'm like, why? And he's like I was tweeting him, and he's like, and I was like, why? And he's like, because I gotta have it on my phone, bro. I have stuff linked to it. I'm like, bro, if you don't want to lag, I was like, we're buddies. We have our, we know each other's Facebooks and Twitter and all this other stuff. And he's like, yeah, we're cool. And I was like, dude, if you don't want to lag, if you guys want to play a good game, turn Bluetooth off. And everybody else on the team agreed with me. Crim6 had his airplane mode on. He had his airplane mode on. Everybody literally on the team on Optic had their airplane mode on except for Scumpy. And he said he couldn't do it because he had something important on his phone. So, and it was just like, okay, whatever. But, they ended up losing and blaming controller lag, which the controller lag was terrible. I mean, I saw it, watching it live. I thought that they were going to lag out of the game. Like, that's how serious I thought it was going to be. Uh-oh. And, so the controller lag was one of them. I don't take credit for beating Optic. I wasn't there. But I did talk to Seth about, the problems that they had, and then I talked to my team about the controller problems. So, that's really what happened there with the controllers and the Bluetooth and stuff. They had people turning off their phones, turning off Bluetooth on their phones, going to airplane mode, I heard, just so these guys could play. These guys would literally reset their controllers and PS4s, okay, mid-game. Okay, you guys don't know how insane that is, maybe because you don't play professional, but resetting a console mid-game, okay, is something that is huge. It's something that would never be done if they only do it if they have to. If they have to do it, they'll do it. They'll reset it. But if they don't have to, they're not going to do it. There's not a point to doing that. And, I just felt that, resetting that stuff mid-game, I'm like, man, they should just reschedule the event, and they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, yeah, I know you can't do that, but, so the event was kind of crappy. We can't really blame anything except for PS4 because of their stupidity and not having a cord. I thought that guy was my teammate. So, I'm not really blaming anybody. It was still an awesome UMG. People said they had hella fun. Just being in South Carolina. They said it was colder in South Carolina than it was here. I didn't think that was even possible, but apparently it was at some point. It was colder there. So, you know, shout outs to everybody that was there, everybody that dealt with that controller lag and stuff like that. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Optic for being a good team sport, good team members for, you know, taking the loss. And they're like, you know what, it's just the way it's going to be because, you know, the controllers are lagging. And that's pretty much what it was. You know, they were just going to, you know, they were going to call it and say, you know what, this is it. This is what we're going to deal with. And they did. They dealt with it. They played, and, you know, they didn't play the best because their controllers were lagging. But like I said, also, their controllers wouldn't not be lagging if Seth would have turned his Bluetooth off. They made everybody in the rows turn their Bluetooths off, you know, airplane mode, everything, and, you know, and everybody stopped lagging. And then when Optic started playing, you know, the controllers started lagging. Ours was lagging a little bit. Theirs was lagging a little bit harder. Like, I would say like Scumps and Crim 6s was the worst out of everybody else. Everybody else didn't have it as bad, but they had it the worst. I think they were sitting next to each other too, so it might have been that Seth's Bluetooth was messing up both of their controllers. It could have been because they were going to kick people out of the venue. Like, that's something crazy. People pay to be in that venue, and you're going to kick them out because they can't play online. And they're like, yeah, we're just going to kick them out. And I'm like, you can't do that. I was like, you know, they paid all this money to be here, and you're just gonna kick them out. And they're like, yeah, because we need to get the tournament done. And I was like, you know, it's totally not my call. That's a call for, you know, the UMG, you know, creators, producers, everything like that. So, you know, they ended up playing through. We ended up playing in place in what, 5th or 4th or something like that. Which, with all controller lag aside, we did play pretty well. Against Optic, I don't take credit because, like I said, I wasn't there, but also, that is a far shot for the Tempest. Also, you know, they were all good sports, and everybody was a good sport, not, you know, yelling too much. Everybody had their choice of words to say about the UMG, South Carolina, but everybody still had a, you know, it was fun kind of vibe about it. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Really does help the channel grow. Every one of the people that watches this video, make sure that you let 5 friends know about the channel. It'll really help the channel grow. And like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And you know what, YouTube? We'll catch you.